How do you actually sell your product and make potentially millions of dollars this year? And whether you have a product or service doesn't really matter. Whether you're selling at the state level or at the federal level or even internationally, it doesn't matter because in today's conversation, what I want to do here is to really give you a few steps you need to follow to actually 10x, 15x, 20x your sales this year. The first thing you want to do here is that you want to really, really, really research your buyer. See, the whole thing is that you probably have a good product, right? You have a good service. You're really comfortable that your pitch is the best. Okay. Have you thought about who is going to buy your products? Have you thought about who's going to buy your service? Because see, the whole thing is if you're not adding value to your buyer, if you have no idea about the context within which your buyer is evolving, you're not going to make sales on a consistent basis, okay? So research your buyer. And by researching your buyer, what happens here is that you will have a clear idea about their pain points. See, the whole thing is that when you research your buyer, you're not only thinking about their geography, you're not thinking about their psychology, but you're also thinking about their vision. In other words, what is your buyer really trying to avoid? What pain points? What problem is your buyer trying to solve? Okay, and if you are able to have a clear idea about your buyer, you are able to develop more sales over time. So when you understand your customers, what happens here is that you are able to give them what they need, and that's what you want. You want to give your customer what they need, and if you are able to do this, you will realize, hey, listen, I'm making sales like crazy. I'm making millions of dollars. I'm making tens of millions of dollars. Not because I'm just different from my competitor. It's simply because I have understood my clients pretty well and I know what they want. So you want to research your target customer or target persona to learn about their needs, wants, lifestyle, motivations, and perspective. Perspective is really important, okay? So number one, research your buyer. Number two, you want to learn about your customer's needs. If you're trying to really sell your products or service this year, you got to have a clear idea about your needs, not your own needs, but your customers' needs. So this goes back to what I said about your customers' pain points. What are the things that they care about, right? What are the things what are the things that are keeping them awake at night? If you are able to bring a solution actually that really solves those pain points, you are going to sell like crazy. Again, not because you are multi-talented, you're like a one of a kind. It's simply because you are addressing your clients' needs. If you want to sell your products or service this year, you gotta really have a clear idea about what your products or service specifically offers. I want to insist on the word specific because see, the whole thing is it's not just about like putting something like putting a sales pitch, blah 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 blah, trying to razzle dazzle your customers. No, you want to be as specific as possible. So take time to list the benefits of your products and services and how they might actually improve your clients' lives. So it's one of those things where you have several ways to actually get feedback from your customers. Okay, if you already have customer feedback, you can use it to adjust your sales pitch or improve your product. It's one of those things where if you want to 10x, 15x, 20x, 25x your revenue, you have to really understand what your clients want and most importantly, what their expectations are. Okay, now when it comes to knowing your clients' expectations, there are several tools. I mean, there are several software tools. There are several tools from Excel to project management tools, whatever. But a simple tool you can use to list and organize your, let's say, your product benefits is actually a feature benefit matrix. Don't try to complicate things here, okay? I'm trying to really break things down for you in a very simple way. So what is it about a feature benefit matrix? Well, the cool thing about this matrix is that it's very simple to implement and it's very simple to actually follow up on as well. Let me give you a few steps you can follow to create your own matrix. First, you want to draw a grid with one column for the features and one or more columns for the benefits. Okay, so that way you are really contextualizing your offer. You also want to write out a characteristic in the first column, and then you want to list the various benefits of the feature in the rest of the rows boxes. Again, the whole thing is you are trying to convince your customer that your product is actually the one and the only one they need. Leave some space on your documents to formulate a short message or call to action related to those benefits. And you want to duplicate the columns and rows as needed to list all the features and benefits, okay? So I'm showing you on the screen here an example features versus benefits table. I want you to take a couple of seconds to really let this sink in, okay? So you can see you have the feature or the characteristic, the benefit 1, benefit 2, benefit 3. You can have as many benefits, as many columns, as many benefits as your product actually calls for. So if you want to have a product that sells like hotcakes, I really want you to pay attention to the fact that you are going to be part of the storytelling as well. See, the whole thing is you have to sell yourself. I'm not trying to say you have to really present yourself in overly positive in an overly positive light. No, you want to really sell yourself in the sense that you probably have a story, you probably have a vision, you probably have a pretty nice, context that really triggered your developing the product or service you're selling. Now is the time to really spend some time around storytelling. Selling yourself in the sense that you are telling customers that, hey, listen, you really do care about their products because maybe you had the same product, you had the same problem, you care about their problem, not product, their problem, because you had the same problem originally, and that led you to develop this product for them, okay? So it can help you close a sale if the customer likes your personality as much as they enjoy the product. Remember, you are selling products, but you're selling a story as well. So selling yourself becomes really important. Why? You might ask, right? It really helps you, selling yourself helps you communicate your own value, your own principle, your own vision, okay? When clients can envision your value, they may be more likely to trust you and feel comfortable enough to buy from you. Remember, people don't buy products, they buy stories, they buy psychology, they buy a feeling, okay? When you sell something, let the client get to know you a little bit by telling them, let's say, an anecdote related to the product, making them laugh or connecting with them on a common interest. Let them see you as a friendly person who is ready to get help, to actually help them. While you can share personal information or thoughts to promote your personality, try to remain professional and focused to actually avoid oversharing. Don't talk about your weekend escapades in Vegas, for instance. No, nobody wants to hear that. You have to focus on the sale. That's all that matters, really. If you really want to sell your products, if you want to really have a product or service that sells like hotcakes, you need to establish a rapport before selling. This goes back to what I said a little to you earlier. You got to really pay attention to the human side of things. Forget about the transactional aspect of things. I want you to focus on the human aspect of things. To make the client feel comfortable, take the time to build a rapport and establish a connection before giving your sales pitch. I know you're thinking, you know what? I don't have time, right? I don't have time. I need to close the sales. I have quotas to really meet every month. My boss wants me to have half a million in sales every month. I don't have time to really do all that blah blah blah. Hey, listen, that blah 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 you're talking about, this is actually the storytelling that's going to help you close sales faster and more scalably. I want to insist on that, the scalable aspect of things. So if you are able to establish a rapport, this can make the customer feel as if you care about them as more than just a potential buyer, right? In other words, you're caring about the human aspect of things, not just on the transactional aspect of things. So establishing a rapport can also differentiate you from the competition. You can make your client feel comfortable, right, by doing a couple of things. And again, those things are not really that complicated. For example, you can arrive on time for a scheduled meeting. So punctuality demonstrates respect for others and can promote trust, which can help strengthen the connection with your client. You can also check your notes. So verify your notes before the meeting to see if the client already met one of your colleagues, okay, is a frequent user or has any unique needs. This can better prepare you for the conversation and make it clear that you care about who they are and what they need. Also, you want to really make your client feel comfortable by making a positive impression. A good first impression involves dressing appropriately, having confident and friendly body language, and smiling. Smile, please. Don't forget, you have to smile. You also have to respect the basics of effective communication. In other words, listen carefully, remember the client's names, and be polite. Try to find commonalities, ask them questions, and match the other person. In other words, you have to put yourself in their shoes. You can try to mirror the client's body language and energy. For example, if the client talks in a quiet voice, you want to lower your voice to match. And that's really just, those are really basic rules that can really bring you real far. And that's what you want. You want to really, you want to be as far as, you want to go as far as possible in your sales process. If you want to sell your products and really make millions of dollars this year, one thing that's always been very helpful since for the last 200 years when it comes to salesmanship is actually presenting yourself as an expert. In other words, you got to really be seen as an authority on the topic you are discussing, right? So if the client thinks that you are an expert, you probably just won the deal already, because everybody loves to buy from an expert. Everybody loves to buy from someone who knows what they're talking about. So your goal here is to position yourself as someone who knows everything about the product or service you are selling to actually promote trust and comfort between you and your client. That's really important in terms of establishing authority. Like you want to be seen as a leader, as a thought leader on your product or service. So when your client can see that you are confident in your knowledge and can answer questions or alleviate concerns, they can feel at ease. Okay, and this may help them choose you over competitors. You can start the conversation by explaining to your potential client the features of the products they are looking at and how it can help them. Remember, it's not about you. It's not about the product. It's about how the product can help them. Maybe solve their pain points, maybe increase their revenue, or even lower their costs. Try to listen to them listen to the clients when they express their needs so you can help provide them with the right solution. And if you have stats or research that shows the benefits of your products, you can also present those to show your expertise. See, the whole thing is you have to show your expertise. You have to demonstrate your expertise, okay? And please don't forget to listen carefully. That's important because you're here to close a deal. I understand that. But your the potential client has to feel listened to as well. So listening to potential customers helps you better retain information from your meetings and show that you care about their needs. You can learn about who your customers are, what they are looking for, and how you might help them solve their problems, okay? And the cool thing is that you can actually write down notes, or you can also nod as the client speaks. That shows that you really are demonstrating active listening. Your notes can also be helpful if you would like to work with a client again in the future. Next, if you want to really sell your products big time this year, I want you to really think about customer service. Customer service actually is kind of important because a lot of salespeople, they think about customer service as something that happens after the sales. That's true, but I want you to really think a little differently here. You want to think about things a little differently in the sense that you want to go from the bottom up. So think about customer service before you actually think about the sale itself. Okay, Customer service traditionally begins before the prospect buys your product, but as you approach your customer, you can demonstrate how responsive you plan to be if they need your assistance. So, if you sell products online, show your potential buyers that you have customer service ready to quickly answer any concern by making your website's contact us button easy to find. Okay. And an effective way to improve your customer service is to actually gather customer feedback about their experiences and make any necessary changes actually visible. Also, you want to adapt your selling process experience. So you have to really see what kind of clients you have, and most importantly, the personality types that your clients have, your potential clients have. People are different. You're different. I'm different. Okay, but your goal as a salesperson, or your goal as a business owner, is to actually meet the personality types that your clients, your potential clients have. So basically, you have analytical, you have amiable, you have assertive, and you have expressive. So every type is different. Every type is will really like. Let me give you an example. If you have an analytical customer, here is a customer who is interested in figures, facts, and data. They want to hear evidence or research about how the product works and its potential benefits. If you have an amiable customer, this customer likes creative ideas and connecting with other people. So if working with one of these customers, you can focus on developing strong, positive relationships before selling the product. You also have assertive clients. Those are clients who want to know the results you can provide. Okay, and be just go straight to the point. So expressive clients actually likes people, and usually they are interested in the impact of ideas on others. So that's really important. Okay, and so you can discuss the big picture of how a product can help them make an impact or change the world for themselves or their customers, and that's going to help you big time actually close the sale real fast. So if you want to sell your products this year and actually make millions of dollars in the process, you want to counter the buyer's hesitation. Remember, every customer has a buyer's hesitation. That's just normal. If somebody were to come to you, somebody that you never met before, actually telling you something, first you'll be thinking, who does this person think I am, right? So you have the hesitation. But so it is your job, if you want to close the deal, to actually counter that hesitation. And clients may be hesitant before making their final decision to pay. And you can leverage that hesitation by proving that you are the right seller, by equipping yourself, or by actually getting a CAM. I'll explain to you what CAM really means. But first of all, you need to prove that you are the right seller. So on your product or services promotional materials or selling documents, you want to include awards, for instance. You want to maybe have notable recognitions you or the product or service has earned. So this is actually called social proof, right? It's all about actually demonstrating the social proof that, if any, of course, that your company has. So in your presentation or meeting, you want to show a customer testimonial to help them see how you have helped others in their situation. And also, you want to equip yourself. So you can have sales tools that can help you conclude your sale as soon as the client seems ready for purchase. For example, a mobile payment tool can process customers' payment anywhere with a debit or credit card, making the sale easier and quicker for the customer. It's all about making your customer's life as easy as possible. And also, you can get a CAM. So a CAM is a customer activity monitor. So this is a tool that can assist you in selling products online, or like you can do so by analyzing your customers' interaction with a product and determining if they are ready to buy. And the software also allows you to view previous orders, modifications, or cancellation, and automatically follow up with the customer after a purchase. So that's really good if you are trying to have a scalable process. If you're trying to really have things in the long run. So that's it. So in conclusion, today's conversation, I explained to you, I gave you a master class on how to sell your products. I give you the steps and now the conclusion. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.